Worldwide Hippies presents Hippie News and Stuff with Winston Smith and the Worldwide Hippies News Team.
Welcome to Hippie TV News and Stuff for the week of November 30th. Brought to you by WorldwideHippies.com, citizen journalism and news on the web. I am Winston Smith. Bush-Blair affair, cluster bombs bomb, the doc is in, Ed Croft has the beat, you're not tired, it's your brains hot. Hippie has some cool clips, the Mikel K Minute, our asshole of the week, and more. Top story. Bush-Blair guilty of war crimes. The Kuala Lumpur War Crimes Tribunal, a 7-member panel, found the former heads of state guilty after a 4-day hearing. The panel tribunal unanimously decided that the former U.S. and British leaders had committed crimes against peace and humanity, and also violated international law when they ordered the invasion of Iraq in March 2003. The prosecutors at the hearing ruled that the invasion of Iraq was a flagrant abuse of law and an act of aggression which amounted to a mass murder of the Iraqi people. Here's more from Press TV.
Bush and Blair are found guilty under the same law that applied to the Nazis after the end of World War II. So they are international criminals, guilty of Nuremberg crimes against peace, and they should be prosecuted by any state in the world that gets a hold of them. And we will continue our efforts to bring Bush and Blair to justice and put them in jail.
The judge's verdict said that the United States, under the leadership of George Bush, forged documents to claim that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. Lawyers and human rights activists in Malaysia have described the verdict as a landmark one. They say that they will lobby the International Criminal Court to charge the pair for war crimes. Let's hope it works out. Now, to answer the age-old question of who is in charge, here's the doc.
What's up, Doc?
Hola, hippies, paz en el barrio. Thanks for the kind words, Winston. Bugs, you know how we do. I'm sure you've always wondered who's in charge here. And unfortunately, there's no short, simple answer. One of my intellectual mentors, a fellow named Mikel would likely have answered that it was not a who that was in charge, but a what, like a discourse. More than one likely, of such ubiquity and diffuse authority that it would probably be both impossible and epistemologically unnecessary to assign responsibility for it to a single person. Foucault's notion was that, in the same way that we don't invent but inhabit our native languages, sets of institutional practices embodied in rules, habits, and traditions within the frameworks of the institutions that we occupy are existentially prior to or previous, and also, unfortunately, impervious to the people who work within them at any given time. Call it institutional culture if you want to. The thing is that once it's recognized and acknowledged, it's possible to impute to institutional culture a kind of intentionality without having any specific author for those things that Foucault called discursive practices, even though personal direction of them is unnecessary and their application seems to be random. It just happens. It's SOP. The folks who are usually in the position to administer these discursive practices, however, especially at the top levels, just beneath the actual owners, belong to a new class of hierarch. They are members of what is increasingly being called the coordinator class. What the coordinator class is, you may ask, it's one of the new class of formations to emerge from the transition from our previous industrial to our current intellectual economy. It is that class which exists between the outright owners and the proletarian workers, who under capitalism have no control over and have no stake in their labors other than a wage. Though arising from the middle class, the coordinator class does not include all of the middle class. Cube rats, for example, middle class salaries, no autonomy, they're not qualified, they're not in the class. There are, I think, three intermediate strata between the big capitalists and the proletarian class. There's the coordinator class, and then there's a small business class, and then finally there's the lower professionals and administrators. You could say teachers, writers, social workers, programmers, journalists, those sort of folks. So the question of who runs things, well, Echo answers the coordinator class, the discursive practices they administer. The owners, it turns out, can't run it all themselves. They're certainly not going to hand it over to the workers, so they hire people to run it for them. The people they hire, they pay very well. They're about 75% of the 1%. And it's they who run, say, General Motors, not the capitalists, not directly anymore. There aren't enough of them to go around, for one thing, and certainly not the workers. Joke, joke, joke. The coordinator class is the group of people which, though not owning the means of production, run the means of production on behalf of the owners and through stocks and participatory devices such as that, profit sharing. They probably have created the illusion, at least, that they're partially owners of the enterprises that they manage. And they do have power, and they wouldn't be where they are without the trust of the interests that they serve. So remember that when you're reading Reich or Krugman, Olbermann, and some of the rest. We can talk about it at the beach. I'll see you there, babies, later.
Thanks, Doc. Once again, you demonstrate that truth is a terrorist to the rulers. Staying with the weapons of mass destruction theme, here's some more good news. Cluster bombs. Nations reject weakening of global ban on cluster bombs. From Human Rights Watch. An attempt by the United States and others to weaken the comprehensive ban on cluster munitions has failed. The effort by the U.S. and other users and stockpilers of cluster munitions to create a new protocol to the 1980 Convention on Conventional Weapons was rejected on November 25th. Many millions of cluster munitions containing many hundreds of millions, perhaps billions of submunitions. Nearly all of these types of cluster munitions have already been well documented by Human Rights Watch and others to have caused extensive harm to civilians in conflicts in the past decade. Some of the places were Afghanistan, Iraq, Lebanon, and Georgia. It is a great day for those who care about the protection of the civilians. This protocol would have given political and legal cover to those who want to continue to use these weapons that have already caused so much human suffering. We'll be right back.
Hey, have you got your Moonbeams yet? You can buy them on worldwidehippies.com/store. They're beautiful, they're magical, and they come with an adjustable necklace. Get yours today. They're going fast.
And we're back. For those of you that just want to bang on the drum all day, here's Ed Croft.
Oh, hi, Winston. I'm just sitting here playing my drum a little bit. See, the drum is very important in a lot of indigenous cultures. It reflects the connection that they have to Earth Mother. Some believe it is the heartbeat of Earth Mother. We can feel the drum when we go out to a dance and we hear the music and you hear the beat and it gets you up and moving. You know, the Maniaka of Mali use the drum as part of the healing ceremony. Its healing properties have worked for them for centuries. In this particular case, this drum, if you notice, it has a turtle on it. The turtle represents to North American Native Americans as North America. They call it Turtle Island. And this turtle is represented by 13 distinct segments on its shell on the back. Now, 12 of those are broken up into 3 colors of the 4 colors. The 4 colors being red, yellow, black, and white, representing the 4 races of man. Now, there are many beliefs and prophecies that say that at some point the 4 races will come together. They will share their wisdom, all for the common good, and it will bring about a time of peace, harmony, prosperity for all people, not just a select few. In this particular drum, the center is a swirl of the colors, and this represents that coming together. Now, some believe that the Occupy movement may be the beginnings of that coming together. If you take that in conjunction with the Mayan 2012 prophecies and other things, we could very well be at the beginning, the forefront of a great change in our world, one that will be of benefit to all. So maybe we need to reconnect. Maybe we need to hear the drums, to hear Mother Earth. Back to you, Winston.
Thanks, Brother Ed. Rock on. Now to rock and rhyme you, here's the Michael K. Minute.
Thanks, Winston. Hey, it's Michael K. here with the Michael K. Minute on worldwidehippies.com. I'm at the Hippie Market in Florida, of all places. You know, Worldwide Hippies at the Hippie Market. Isn't that funny? Tee-hee, tee-hee. I'm going to do a poem called We Are the Children. We are the children of the sun and the stars. We are the children of the hippies who were strung out on peace and love and heroin when they conceived us. We are the children of alcoholics conceived in blackouts. We are the children of the punk rockers screwed into this world on beer and anger. We are the children of the poor, raised on welfare and food stamps and government housing. We are the children of the middle class, borrowing from the government to get a college degree, to get a job with a pension from corporate America, who has already fired our fathers and mothers before they could retire. We are the children of the rich, who, like our fathers and mothers before us, care only about obtaining more wealth. We are the children of the doctors, dentists, and lawyers, who care more about their Porsches and Mercedes than they do their patients. We are the children of the American dream, roaming the streets with a blanket and a garbage bag full of aluminum cans. We are the children who now have the children, and we hope they won't learn racism from us like we learned it from our moms and dads. We are the children who can change the inevitable, alter our destiny, change the future from futile to fruitful. Amen. Amen, Winston. Back to you, buddy.
Thanks, Michael. Deja vu, dude. And this, yawning may cool the brain. Health Day News is reporting that yawning helps keep the brain cool and that the sinuses play a role in that process by acting as bellows. A new report suggests yawning isn't triggered because you're bored, tired, or need oxygen. Rather, yawning helps regulate the brain's temperature. According to Gary Hack of the University of Maryland School of Dentistry and Andrew Gallup of Princeton University, the brain is exquisitely sensitive to temperature. Temperature and changes and therefore must be protected from the overheating, they said. Brains, like computers, operate best when they are cool. During yawning, the walls of the maxillary sinuses located in the cheeks on each side of the nose flex like bellows and help with brain cooling. The researchers said their theory that yawning helps cool the brain has medical implications. For example, excessive yawning often precedes seizures in people with epilepsy and pain in people with migraine. Interesting. Well, is it flower power or snowman sneeze? Here's Hippie to tell you.
Hi, Winston. Did you enjoy your Thanksgiving feast? You're not the only one. The San Francisco Zoo provided a Thanksgiving feast for its 15 lemurs to give thanks for ongoing conservation efforts in the animal's native country of Madagascar. Lemurs are a primate and are found exclusively in Madagascar. The lemurs were served fresh fruits and vegetables, a turkey made out of special primate biscuit, and apple juice. The lemurs were said to have excellent table manners, which is more than we can say for some of our relatives at the Thanksgiving table. You thought your holiday meal cleanup was rough? Mary Napoli was shocked to find her Michigan home trashed by her 2 toddlers. She visited the bathroom, and upon her return, the entire house was covered in powder.
What happened? Did you guys get into the flour? Yeah, I see. You emptied the whole thing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's not fair. Oh my God, it's like a snowman puked all over my living room.
This is a severe case of flower power. Talk about a close call. Watch as this Fox News report captures an almost deadly chainsaw accident. That was too close for comfort. Well, the holiday season has officially begun. Have a good week, Winston. Back to you.
Thanks, Hippie. Good stuff. Oh, I hear it's time for our Asshole of the Week. And this week it goes to Rush Limbaugh for his racial commentary of Michelle Obama. On his radio show last week, right-wing pundit, drug trafficker, softcock, remember the Viagra, alleged sex trade tourist, racist, homophobic, and former nicotine-stained fingered Rush Limbaugh talked about the recent booing of the First Lady Michelle Obama at a NASCAR event.
NASCAR people, as are most people in this country, are mature, tolerant people who fully understand. They understand it's a little bit of uppity-ism.
Uppity, a word that means presumptuous but is loaded with racist connotations, often used to describe African Americans who don't know their place in the view of white society.
Rush Limbaugh is a racist, period. He knows it, his sponsors know it, and his fans know it. And because we know it, too, Rush Limbaugh is Worldwide Hippies Asshole of the Week. Well, that's it for this week, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the Worldwide Hippies YouTube channel. And visit worldwidehippies.com often, now with more writers and original content from citizen journalists and news 24/7. And check out our store at worldwidehippies.com/store for cool gifts, knowing your purchase is going towards helping us to keep up the howl for peace and justice. And you will see us here next Monday.